Hello? Any clones in here today? Hello? I guess we're okay. Still, you never know with these things. I guess we're taking a look at another Christmas game? I don't remember recording this footage, but okay. So this is Jazz Jackrabbit 2: The Christmas Chronicles, published and distributed in Europe by Project 2 Interactive in 1999. And if you've played the more commonplace Holiday Hare 98, a demo CD often sold in a jewel case like this one I got from Electronics Boutique back in the day, then you pretty much know what Christmas Chronicles is all about. You get 3 new levels using a new tile set, several reskinned enemies, and a new piece of music by composer Alexander Brandon. But Christmas Chronicles updates Holiday Hare to version 1.24, includes the Jazz Creation Station, and allows you to play a third character, Lori Jackrabbit. Yep, this is the sister of Jazz and Spaz, introduced in Jazz 2: The Secret Files, another European exclusive released by Project 2 Interactive in 1998. Turns out Christmas Chronicles was originally going to be sent out as a gift to customers who registered their copy of The Secret Files, but instead was released at retail in limited quantities. Big thanks to Niels and Jacob for sending these over from the Netherlands, by the way. I do not know if I'd ever have them otherwise. Inside the box, you get a product registration card that still references the Nintendo Ultra 64, and then you have the jewel case with inserts echoing the box itself, a colorful CD-ROM featuring a slightly altered iteration of the cover art, and a somewhat unhelpful little instruction manual that only exists to let you know that it is not the instruction manual in multiple languages. Christmas Chronicles commences with the same logos and intro videos as the previous European releases from Project 2, but things soon look a bit different. Not only do you get a new splash screen, but the entire main menu has received an appropriately snowy makeover. Which, yeah, makes sense, but it's not what I got here in the US with my copy of Holiday Hare 98. That just had the same old Jazz 2 main menu for some reason, which I always found a bit disappointing back then, having been familiar with Holiday Hare 95. So yeah, Christmas Chronicles does it properly from the get-go, and of course includes Lori as a third playable character. Although playing as her may not be the most ideal option, but we'll get to that. Anyway, despite being named The Christmas Chronicles, the episode remains the same as the original Holiday Hare 98. There's only one world here, but split up into 3 levels with 3 distinct backgrounds, providing an evening, night, and daylight setting in that order. And you know, it's quite pleasant, with no small part of that due to Mr. Brandon's holiday-inspired musical medley playing in the background. Surprising no one, however, is the fact that the gameplay is identical to both Holiday Hare 98 and the original Jazz Jackrabbit 2. After all, this was little more than a glorified demo for the full games, with Christmas Chronicles in particular teasing the Secret Files. So it's the same running, jumping, shooting, butt-stomping, gliding, sliding, and otherwise jazzy jackrabbiting you'd expect. Each of the 3 levels are pretty substantial though, with a number of hidden areas, tricky platforms, and powerful weapons to find. It very much acts like a highly compressed but nonetheless dense representation of the full Jazz Jackrabbit 2 experience, and back when I first played Holiday Hare 98, that was great! At the time, I didn't have the money to buy the full game, so finding this demo for like $5 at the local mall was awesome. I had already been lusting after a copy of Jazz 2 after playing the Shareware edition 100 times, but playing this holiday demo practically had me foaming at the mouth for the full version. And that wasn't simply due to me being a big fan of the original Jazz for MS-DOS, even though I was. But it was also because my only gaming option at home was the PC. In the 90s, I absolutely loved 2D platformers, but not owning a game console of any kind meant that being able to enjoy one at home was a rare occurrence. Combine that with the family having very little disposable income for buying any kind of games at all, and demos for things like Jazz Jackrabbit 2 felt like manna from heaven. To be honest, having a holiday theme was beside the point. I just wanted more. As a result, I played the shareware and holiday editions of Jazz 2 for months, well beyond Christmas and well into the new year. And I would have snatched up Christmas Chronicles 2 if I'd had that option here in the US, because getting a new character, the JCS level editor, and further multiplayer options would have been a welcome thing at a budget price point. However, I might have been a tad disappointed in playing through the holiday levels as Lori. Not because she's a bad character, far from it, and she's a lot of fun to control actually, with satisfyingly fluid animation and an evolution of moves similar to both Jazz and Spaz, making playthroughs with her feel unique from the other two. The problem is there are several sections of these holiday levels that were built with the abilities of Jazz and Spaz in mind, rather than Lori. Jazz's high jump and Spaz's double jump make navigating platforms like this a breeze, but with Lori, she isn't equipped with a comparable move, meaning that there are certain platforms that are nearly or completely impossible to reach. It doesn't break the game or anything, unlike sections of the original Jazz 2 episodes that you can't complete using Lori at all when you're playing the Secret Files, but yeah, it's a thing you're going to run into in the Christmas Chronicles as well, with more than a few of these spots that simply feel a bit more irksome than they should. And that's a shame, because otherwise, this is an excellent little teaser for the full version of Jazz 2, complete with a boss battle at the end. Yeah, at the finale of the third level is Billsy, a teleporting, fireball-tossing demon wearing a Santa hat. Or is that a Satan hat? Santa, Satan. Either way, just pummel the guy with RF missiles or whatever, and he'll explode into a pile of particles. Yay, Christmas is saved or something. Enter your name into the high score table and proceed to have the juicy carrot of Jazz Jackrabbit 2's full version dangled in front of you for a while. How I drooled over these end-of-demo teasers back then. Shareware downloads, demo discs. It's weird, I'm almost more fond of the incomplete demos than I am the full versions of some of these games. And Jazz Jackrabbit Holiday Hair 98, and in turn the Christmas Chronicles, could certainly fit under that rose-tinted umbrella. By the time I got the complete game, it was like 2002 or something, and by then 2D platformers didn't hold my attention as much as FPS games and all that. Looking back, I'm pretty sure I played more of the shareware and holiday levels just in terms of overall time spent when it comes to Jazz 2. I don't know, I'm only speculating on that, but either way, I have a massive fondness for these Christmassy demos and still love going back to them this time of year. Still don't know exactly how I got here or why I'm reviewing this after Christmas, but nonetheless, here we are. I hope that you enjoyed this look at one of my favorite holiday games, and that is it for this year's Christmas Lazy Game review. Christmas Lazy Game... Christmas... Christmas... Christmas...